Hi, Scott Foster here at the Nebraska Community Foundation. We are at their 30th annual convention here today, and we're joined by a couple of the stars of the show from Nebraska City, Melissa Turner and Doug Friedli. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for inviting us.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have been with the Nebraska Community Foundation for a long time, 24 years.
That's right, yes.
So you know what it's all about. So I'll start with you, Melissa. Why have you wanted to be working with the Nebraska Community Foundation?
Oh gosh, the Nebraska Community Foundation is just a vast network of really passionate, excited people, very proud of their hometowns. And across the whole state, it's this feeling of collaboration. And one of my favorite parts about coming to events like this is there's great stories that are being told and great ideas of what people are doing in their communities. And we love to steal those ideas. And you know what? People don't get mad when we steal ideas because we're all working together for the same goal, and that's building a really strong Nebraska. So we've got a lot of great ideas from events like this in the past and been able to take them back to Nebraska City.
One of the things I think that's interesting about Nebraska City, Doug, as I look at some of this, is it has a half dozen generous family foundations that are involved there too. Talk a little bit about that.
We are so blessed to have 6 different local family foundations. There's been a culture of giving there for now going on 3 generations from those families. However, that can be a curse as well. Because when I moved to town 31 years ago, people said, I asked about the community foundation. I just knew a town of 7,000 would have a vibrant community foundation. No, don't have one, don't need one. Anytime we need money, we just write a grant. I said, well, what about me? Can I give to any of these foundations? No, they don't accept money. They just give money away. And so it took me 7 years, but finally I found some folks that said, yes, we see the wisdom of starting a community foundation.
So you've seen building of cohorts, sort of collaborations a little bit?
Yes, and we filled in the gaps. Those foundations like brick and mortar things, a building they can put their name on and be proud of. Our mission is to invest in people. Mm-hmm. And so we're investing in the people that use those wonderful facilities. And so that's been our niche now for 24 years.
I really like that, investing in people. How do you define that?
Yeah, it's hard to define. So Dad was part of the original founders 24 years ago that came up with this idea. And I just started serving on the committee 7 years ago. So it's been a while, but still feels like new compared to the old. So this investing in people concept has been really hard for us to keep vibrant and strong for the past 24 years because it changes. Building a school could mean investing in people, but what if you pay for functions and things inside those schools, programs, things that can live on, and investing in development, leadership opportunities, reducing poverty is a way to invest in people, the personal development and growth. And so it can look different and it's kind of hard to define, but really, truly investing in people and seeing the results of that is really powerful. One of the other things we do is non-traditional scholarships. So that is a really cool way that we can invest in someone because we believe in them, in their education. And so hopefully they'll come back to Nebraska City someday with the things that they've learned and the talents that they have honed in. And then they can be an integral part of Nebraska City and be engaged going forward.
I like it. Says that you've given over 126,000 to 87 non-traditional scholarships. Yeah. So that's a lot. That's a big investment.
It's a great investment. It's a huge investment. And we're starting to see the results of that. The people that were recipients of those scholarships are very thankful and they remember their hometown and they come back again. And we're able to celebrate that. And that creates a great momentum. Then people see what we're doing and they see the momentum and they want to be part of it, which is really cool right now because we have people coming to us because they're excited about what they're doing. They want to be part of it too.
Well, you just had a new donor that set up a scholarship fund
We did.
because he saw the examples of what has gone on before through the foundation.
Yes, we did. A very generous donor came forward and wanted to develop a scholarship for the technical skills field. So plumbers and electricians and welders, and investing in those people, both high school graduates and non-traditional people that want to go back and get their education. And it's a great way to invest in people.
That's really neat. I see also that you're working on developing leaders too, aren't you? I see convened 100 community leaders 3 consecutive years to address community prosperity issues. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so those were very interesting meetings, and several of the leaders in the community said, we've never done this before. We, city council, had never sat down with school board members or with members from the hospital. And we really had some great discussions about the future of our community and collaboration. And that's one of the values of the Nebraska City Community Foundation Fund is collaboration. So we're conveners, okay? That doesn't involve a lot of money sometimes, but we see people who could get together and make something bigger for the future and collaborate. So we play several roles, some of which don't involve money per se, but with the examples of what we've seen at these Nebraska Community Foundation peer learning sessions, we're picking up all kinds of great tips and able to then better serve our communities.
Absolutely. And the folks that work at the Nebraska Community Foundation are a great wealth of knowledge, and they're able to come in and help organizations in Nebraska City as well. Not only us, but the hospital and the schools and nonprofits that need help with their strategic planning, or maybe they have some fundraising goals or a campaign to build a Five to Thrive, to build a legacy society within their organization. It's great to bring those assets from the Nebraska Community Foundation to Nebraska City as well.
It's interesting that communities don't do more of getting people in the room, getting the folks, the decision makers in the room, like your city councils, like your school boards and stuff like that. And to think that they say, well, this hasn't been done before. That's a great opportunity, isn't it?
We have a lot of people in Nebraska City that are very generous with their time. There's different ways to give, right? Time, talent, and treasure. And we have a lot of people that are very generous with their time, and a lot of really good organizations. They could be working on the same thing, same projects, trying to accomplish the same mission. They may not even know it, but us as a convener can bring those groups together and help coordinate some of those efforts. And so we can bring a stronger community.
And that's got to give them a sense of feeling at home too, right? I know that I think Jeff Yost talked about making communities that are livable and lovable. And certainly that Nebraska City is a good example.
And people that are engaged, people that are working on a project that they truly believe in, that's hometown. When you're working on something that's going to strengthen your hometown for not only you, but for future generations, that's powerful. That's what gets people excited.
And gets people to stay there.
Yeah.
Right?
And come back.
Right. Or come back.
Or see that opportunity. We have what we call a grant development committee. So all the other foundations, they give away money once a year, right? So you submit a grant application, the board gets together and looks for excuses not to grant, because they only have so much money away.
If you miss the deadline, forget it.
The Community Foundation is open for business all year round. So we developed a grant development committee, which are volunteers in the community serving on that, as well as the committee itself, but they're looking for opportunities. And that's really been something to see.
And we can be working with organizations that have an idea, but sitting down and writing a grant application is super scary. Can be very, very difficult. We try to cut down those walls and make it easy and sit down with them to work with them to help accomplish their goals.
Yeah, so we don't have to say no.
Yeah.
Because if you just open up grant applications, then you just have to say no. But here we're trying to get to yes. How can we help you? How can we figure out? And maybe the Community Foundation doesn't have the funds or through investing in people, but there are other resources in our community that could help
So you're a spoke in a wheel kind of there. Right?
Yeah.
I see that you guys give away an award for the Philanthropist of the Year.
We do. That's really exciting. We just did that last week, actually, this year's Philanthropist of the Year. And it's just a great way to honor the people that give tirelessly of their time, talent, and treasure.
Lots of those are not about the money. It's about their time and their talents.
And I see, too, that you've done some youth-led projects and, too, so give them some ownership.
Yes. So this is something that our founders determined from day one, is that the annual payout for our endowment, 20% of that every year is designated specifically for youth and youth-led projects. And so that's been really fun to hear what the youth have in mind for what is impactful, how they would like to give back to the community, what they see as important. We've seen some really neat projects come out of that.
I can tell you guys are passionate about this. I love it. And you maybe passed it down a little bit. Yes. Well, thank you. I thank you very much. Appreciate you being here, Doug Friedli and Melissa Turner from Nebraska City. Appreciate all the work that you're doing and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.